another battle report. So for this one we're playing the updated version, and I'm facing off the Vermin Swarms, 5000 points, the new deployment type, with breakthrough as secondary objective. So to walk through his list, first of all he got a unit of Rattled Arms with a meat grinder in it. Then he got an Abomination, a unit of Plague Disciplines, another Abomination, a unit of Vermin Guard with the bell and a big wizard on it, a unit of 3 rat swarm in front of them. Behind them he got 10 grenadiers. Then he got a plague mortar. On his other flank you can see he got a naphtha thrower to the very left. Then he got a unit of 15 plague brotherhood, another naphtha thrower, and 15 more plague brotherhood, 3 rat swarm, and finally a plague claw catapult. Well, since the deployment type required us to drop 1 unit least, and I have much less unit than him, he could pretty much deploy what he needed and where it needed to be. But this is how I deployed. I took this corner, I got to the very left. I still show up with a club with only 4500 points, so that Vermin Swarm monster is actually a Triceratops with a giant bow, because it cost 500 points and it's okay. Then I got a unit of Saurian warriors with spear. Behind them I got my salamander and a Taurosaur with the altar of the snake. Then I got my temple guards. In front of them I got a swarm unit. In the temple guard unit I got my warlord, 1-up armor save, 4-up regen, and my BSB also got a 1-up armor save, 5-up ward save. Behind them I got the Taurosaur Triscutus with the last cannon on it. Then I got a big group of skink braves with 4 Croxagore and a skink prophet of a snake altar, cause I just love that model and it fits so good against the Vermin Swarm as well. And behind them I got 2 spike lizards, and that's my list. As for my spell, I got Summer Growth and Master Wear, which is very good spell, and Spirit of the Woods, which I don't really know what to do with this game, to be honest. So for my turn I move up not too aggressively, pushes the skink up very far to move the spike lizard up on that hill to be able to shoot at his rat swarm. But that's basically it for movement. I keep my Taurosaur and my Saurian warriors with spear further back, cause his right flank is pretty nasty with both the bell, the abominations and the plague discipline. It will hurt if that flank get into combat too soon. And in shooting phase I think the spike lizard managed to do some wounds to the rat swarm, but nothing to write home about. I did manage to take off one of his naphtha throwers with either the skinks or a Master Verse spell, I don't remember, to be honest, but anyway, that thing is dead, and that is very much appreciated. Well, for his turn, he takes his right flank and pushes up very aggressively with most of his unit, not the bell too much, but the rest, yeah. And of course that's what he are supposed to do, because you really want to get into combat with all of this nasty stuff. And by the way, both me and my opponent love having a lot of terrain on the board, even if it doesn't do anything, but it really looks greater if you have all of this terrain on the board. And here his rat swarms are chefing up my skink unit as well as my snake swarm. And you can see he also pushed it up with naphtha thrower to shoot at me. His plague brotherhood stays back because he don't want to move them into the combat with my skinks. So for my turn 2, not really much actually happened in his magic phase, but in shooting phase the plague claw catapult landed on my temple guard and kill a bunch of them, which is unfortunate, but hopefully I can raise some with magic. In my turn, my skink unit charges his rat swarm, and I pretty much stay back with everything else. I throw my salamander up forward because I want his spell to charge it, or his abomination to charge it, to be able to counter charge next turn. If his spell charge, I will just flee, and if I'm lucky, I will land right in front of my Saurian warriors, and he will capture them, and I can just flank charge him with my Temple Guard. That's the plan. If I run over my Saurian warrior, he will just have a failed charge and don't get too close to me, so that's totally okay. The Taurosaur actually moves backward because I'm afraid of his abomination. I really need a charge to get rid of them with the Taurosaur, and that's my movement. Well, in combat, he didn't do too much to my skinks, and I kill off his red swarms. You can see my Temple Guard have rised up again thanks to the Summer Growth spell. I got a lot of them back. You can also see his Naphtha Thrower is taken care of. I think the Spike Lizard just shooted that thing off the board. So for his turn 2, things started to happen. His spell charges the Salamander, and thankfully I roll pretty low. So my Temple Guard will have the opportunity to flank charge his Bell's unit. He push up his Plague Discipline and his Abomination pretty aggressively, and my Taurosaur is shoved off by his Rat Swarm, so I cannot really do much towards them. He also pushes forward his grenade unit to shoot at my Temple Guards, and that's his movement. On the other flank, one of his Plague Brotherhood unit shoved up my skink unit again, and the other one stepped backwards 2 inches. That's it. Well, my Temple Guard unit have suffered some damage from the grenades and the Plague Claw catapult, but they still charges the flank of the Vermin Guards. Hopefully I can just raise some of them in my magic phase. My skink unit charges his Plague Brotherhood. I move up my Spike Lizard to shoot at his Grenadiers, and yeah, I pivot my Saurian Spearmen. My hope here is that they can hold versus a charge against 2 Abomination, which can be hard, but I got poisoned and the weapon skill 4, so that's something at least, thanks to the Triscutus wagon behind. I move my Taurosaur down there, so if he want to, he will need to like throw away his Rat Swarm to shove him up, or don't move his Abomination in that direction. And yeah, that's basically my movement. The Grenadiers got shot off a bit by the Spike Lizard, and after that they bravely run away. The skink unit is made easily work of the Plague Brotherhood, even though you can see 1 rank is missing, so I lost approximately 10 skinks to that combat. And in this combat I killed a crap ton of Vermin Guards, but he is stubborn thanks to the bell, so he didn't break unfortunately, and he just reformed like that to take me head on. So for Vermin Swarm turn 3, he uses his last unit of Plague Brotherhood to shove up my skink unit, and yeah, his Plague Discipline charges my Saurian warriors, and I'm thinking, oh, this is a good matchup, he will kill some Saurian warriors, but I will slaughter that unit with ease. His Abomination didn't charge anything, and he uses one of his 1 remaining Rat Swarm unit to shove up my Taurosaur once again from charging that Abomination. And yeah, his Rat-at-Arms moving closer towards me, and his Grenadiers still fleeing. So in combat, oh shit, the Plague Discipline does a crap ton of damage to my Saurian warriors, and yeah, even though I killed 11 of his guy, he killed 13 of mine. So, but I stick. Because I'm steadfast, but he didn't lose his frenzy, which isn't good, because I think in next round of combat he will really decimate that unit and make it almost useless, or even kill it if I'm unlucky. In this combat, thanks to poison, I do some wounds to the bell with the Temple Guard. My general kill his rocket shift machinists, and yeah, he doesn't have too many guys remaining, but he is still stubborn thanks to that bell. And now his BSB actually have joined the first rank, because he doesn't have that many models left. He have some magical item that made him able to lose the first in rank rule and still strike. But anyway, he's in the front rank now, so hopefully my Saurian Warlord can just kill him next turn. My turn 4, I use the Dinosaurs as a chef. If his Abomination want to go into his, fine. Hopefully I can take that, even though it's dicey. I can take that charge. Just to protect my flank from that thing. The other one is pretty much locked up, because hopefully my Saurian Warriors can hold everything up, and then he will be able to, he might be able to overrun into my Triscutus if he kills my Saurian Warriors, but that's a problem for later. Hopefully my Saurian Warriors can just stand in the way from his Abomination for the time being after killing the Plague Discipline. This Kings of course charges his Plague Brotherhood, and hopefully my Temple Guard can kill the bell this turn. And well, in combat I do manage to kill the Plague Discipline, but he did more damage to me. I think he killed 5-6 guys, and I just reform into a 5 wild. If by any chances his Abomination failed when he charges me, I get some attack backs. But anyway, that's the combat versus the Plague Discipline. I slaughtered them, basically. Well, in the combat with the bell, the only thing remaining is the bell, because he got some ward save. So it's still stick, but I'm pretty okay with it, because now I will kill the bell in his turn, and then I will be able to counter charge. So I'm totally okay with not killing it right away. His BSB is dead, all of his, or almost all of his vermin guards are also dead, so that's kind of nice. This kind of surprised me. He takes everything into the Saurian Warrior unit, and I think that's not a good move, to be honest, because he will block up most of his unit by himself. The Ratted Arms will, if they overrun, run into my Snake Swarm and then get flank charged by the Temple Guard. His first Abomination will overrun into one of my Triscutus, the other one will just bounce after killing me, of course, and then he gets a charge by my Dinosaurs. I forgot to take a picture of it, but last turn my skink unit broke his Plague Brotherhood unit. He struck before me and killed like 10 skinks. He fled, and I reformed to go and take care of the catapult next turn, and he rallied on a snake eyes, unfortunately, so his unit is in my way and I will need to charge it my turn 5. And well, in magic actually his bell exploded, and removing itself from game, which well, it's kind of good for him, because now my Temple Guard can't really do any reforms or anything like that, but I know where to charge anyway, so yeah, it's okay. So well, after combat of course he killed off my Saurian Warriors. What I do next is what he do next is one of his Abomination overrun into one of my Triscutus, but that isn't too good for him, because I will flank charge him with the other Triscutus, and the Dinosaurs will charge the swarms and hopefully overrun into the flank of that Abomination to get rid of it. And yeah, his Ratted Arms is standing in front of my Temple Guard, and if I can just remove that meat grinder, I will make short work of that unit. And well, he doesn't have any magic or shooting at all. His Plague Catapult have misfire and cannot shoot anymore, So we move directly to Siren Ancient turn 5. King charges the 2 remaining Plague Brotherhood, and their goal now is just move across into his deployment zone. His Grenadier have actually rallied, so that's annoying. And yeah, Temple Guard and Swarm charges the Rat at Arms, just to give my Temple Guard poison, and to make way for my Tri-Scooters to charge the flank of that Abomination, cause I got Crushing Attack I can use against it, and hopefully that will be enough. If the impact hit from the Taurosaur cannot make short work of it, I move up my Spike Lizard to hopefully do some wounds to its unengaged Abomination, and yeah, that's my movement. And well, magic, I raised some more Temple Guard, but it stopped because of the Spike Lizard was standing next to the behind them, so I couldn't raise too many of them. But anyway, that's enough. The Taurosaur killed off the swarms and overrun into the flank of his Abomination. Spike Lizard didn't manage to do much to his other Abomination, 1 or 2 wounds maybe, that's it. Well, for the combat versus the Abomination, he did manage to survive thanks to some good regen save rolling. He only has suffered 4 wounds, unfortunately. And he's stubborn and he sticks. And you can see in the combat with my... No, I actually think this was... in Magic, when he blew up himself, he got down a Comet, which managed to kill off my Snake Swarm. Didn't do much to my monsters. And killed one of my Spike Lizards. I think this picture is actually after combat with the Hell Pit. He have 2 wounds remaining, and he have done some wounds to versus my Tri-Scooters, thanks to good ward save rolling. And well, my Temple Guard did break the Rat at Arms, even though they were steadfast, but they were steadfast on a leech 7 or something like that. It doesn't matter, I break them, I overrun into the other Abomination. Hopefully I will make short work of him in his turn 5. So only picture I have from his turn 5 is his Abomination actually survived versus my monster again, and he did manage to put some more wounds towards my tanks, but my Temple Guard did manage to kill off his other Abomination, thankfully, but they have suffered some heavy losses now. But anyway, they will charge in the back of that Hell Pit Abomination in my turn 6. Final picture I have of the game. Skinks move into his deployment zone and are prepared to throw some javelins at his Grenadiers, as well as the Spike Lizard, who he did not manage to kill with his grenades last turn. Other news, I didn't have a picture of it, but my Temple Guard, Tri-Scooters and Taurosaur will make short work of his Abomination, but he will kill one of my Tri-Scooters. So in the end, it's a big victory for the Dinosaurs versus the Rats, which is, of course, without saying, Dinosaurs are much better than Rats, without a doubt. But anyway, if you have any comments, please post them below and I will try to answer them as soon as I can. Feel free to subscribe and liking. And that's it. Have a nice one.